Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series V's. I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I'm desperately trying to keep the name of this item in my head as I'm doing my intro. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, and then my head comes off, because I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear a super cool shirt, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Master of Flying Guillotine shirt. Yeah! Oh, I love my Master of Flying Guillotine shirt. I haven't worn this one in quite a while, though. Kind of ended up in the sort of, the back pile of my shirts that I have, and I have a lot of shirts. But what is the Master of Flying Guillotine? You don't know that? I don't even know where to start, folks. I mean, I do, because I'm about to explain it, but Master of Flying Guillotine is a classic old-school kung fu movie starring the late, great Jimmy Wang Yu. If you're unfamiliar with Jimmy Wang Yu, that's probably not entirely surprising. He was definitely sort of overshadowed by, other names, like guys like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, what have you. But Jimmy did it first, man. He was like kind of the first bona fide kung fu star, even if he didn't know kung fu at all. But this is actually a sequel to a film that he did called The One-Armed Boxer. It's one of those rare instances where the sequel, pretty much everybody would agree, the sequel is better than the first film. Even though the first film's still great in its own regard, but this is a classic. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I desperately trying to remember it in my head? Well, I'm desperately trying to remember it in my head because I forgot to write it down. And when I started doing the review, I was like, crap. So, let's get to it quick, because, folks, I happen to go out to Wingstop! Yeah! Okay. So, I'd review a lot of chicken wings. Usually from Buffalo Wild Wings. I like to use their buy one, get one free deal that they have on, like, Thursdays for boneless wings. But the thing is that Wingstop, they have a boneless deal, too, and it's all the time, and it's about the same price as fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. So, when I was thinking about maybe grabbing some wings today, it occurred to me, I don't review that much from Wingstop. I have reviewed some of their flavors, to be fair, and they happen to have a brand new flavor that just came out, and it is their, I gotta do a thing for the thing, it's their sweet chili glaze. Thank fuck I remembered. So yeah, this is a brand new flavor, limited time offering. Yeah, so, I mean, let's get down on it. One thing I will say in Buffalo Wild Wings' favor over Wingstop, for one thing, I like their containers more, styrofoam, really, in 2025. And then the other thing is, they go over there and label which are the wings. Wingstop doesn't. I just had to figure this out, because I have two different types of wings here. But, let's go ahead. That's a nice big juicy one. Alright, it looks like that, and we'll kind of, we'll do a thing, and we'll do it like that, we'll go, ha 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 ha. Let's give it a go. That's a good wing. That's a damn fine wing. I think, part of the reason why I hit up Buffalo Wild Wings more often is that almost every month they come out with one or two new flavors for me to go over there and try. Sometimes, they'll keep it for an extra month or what have you, but whereas with Wingstop, it's a little bit more here or there, They certainly do come out with new wings, but, it tends to be more kind of piecemeal, and it's usually just one flavor at a time. But I will say it's definitely not for lack of quality. I would genuinely say that Wingstop and Buffalo Wild Wings, in terms of at least their wings, pretty damn similar in terms of quality. They're definitely very much direct competing against one another. And And I think that this is a nice showcase of that. It's nice. It's very saucy. I intended to bite into that to show the chicken, but I failed. You know, the chicken itself, it's solid enough chicken. And again, it's probably at around a similar point to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's nice, it's tender. I'll be honest with you, might even be a little bit better than Buffalo Wild Wings, but I think that could be day to day if I'm being honest. But no, it's tasty, and I really like this sauce actually. It's basically a sweet heat sauce, you know. It's got a little bit of a kick. It's not anything crazy. I think it's like a 3 on their heat scale out of 5, and 3 might be. 3 is probably about right. I'd say it's more like a 2.5, but like, you know, it's got some heat to it. It warms your mouth a little bit. It's definitely a little bit spicy, but not crazy. And it's not trying to be, and I like that. At some point, I will do like their crazy spicy ones. Maybe I'll even try to do a comparison with Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll see. But yeah. And as somebody who personally, I love, if you watch my channel, you know this, I love contrasting flavors. I love sweet heat, man. Like some honey sriracha, some hot honey stuff, man. You know, 2024, that was the whole big thing, was hot honey. We gotta wait to see what the new flavor is gonna be for 2025, but I really enjoy these. I think the chili is nice. I like the addition of the seeds. Probably doesn't really add all that much in terms of flavor, but it kind of gives a little extra texture. And that's just a nice, saucy wing. I'd say, I'm guessing there's probably like a hoisin sauce element to it. I think they probably built on top of that, because the initial hit does remind me very similar to like a hoisin sauce. But then quickly thereafter, the sweetness and the chili kind of take a stronger effect. But yeah, I think that this is a really nice sauce on some solid chicken wings. I'm down with this, but two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. In fact, I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to say that I personally think that Wingstop should go over there and keep this one on their menu. Because, you know, again, like, I don't know point for point how many sauces Wingstop has on their menu versus Buffalo Wild Wing. But kind of off the top of my head, I sort of do think that Wingstop, or Buffalo Wild Wings might have a few more. I could be wrong there, though. But I think that this is, like, a really nice addition, and it feels like a very natural addition. Like, you know, it's not like their Blaze and Glaze sauce, which, by the way, I have reviewed, where that's very gimmicky, you know, and it's fine. Again, you can watch my review if you want my take on it. But this just feels like a sauce that would be perfectly at home with pretty much any wing place. It's a nice blend, and I think that the thing that really sells it for me is that it feels like an intelligent blend. You know, it feels like they went over there and weighed, you know, the different flavors properly to come up with something that works really well and is nicely balanced. Whereas Buffalo Wild Wings, sometimes they swing and they miss pretty hard. I'm not trying, you know, but I have to kind of compare them a little bit one-to-one. And I think they both have their strengths and their weaknesses, but yeah, man, I can't be mad at that. Those are some tasty wings, and I like them. I would get them again. And if I'm recommending them, I'm absolutely recommending them. I think these are genuinely really tasty. You know, if you're not into heat, you know, might bother you a little bit. Again, I don't think they're crazy spicy or anything, but different people, different tolerance levels. But just in terms of the flavor and everything, like I say, you know, it's got a little bit of sort of an Asian-esque influence from, again, sort of like a sort of hoisin sauce kind of point. But it's really nice, man. The sweet and the heats. If you're into that vibe, I think these are genuinely really nice. So, yeah, get them while they're around. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of the month, spend this rest of your year, folks. Give yourselves a truly wingtastic rest of your life. Because, fuck it, who doesn't like wings? I mean, except for people who don't. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, you watch any Kung Fu movies? I'm a big martial arts film nerd. I have a pretty sizable collection of stuff that I've accumulated over the last, maybe 15 years or so, primarily. I grew up in that era, man. Ninja Turtles, you had G.I. Joe with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Everything was fucking ninjas when I was a kid. Then you got to Power Rangers, and it was just... So it became pretty natural for me to just kind of vibe into it. But, hey, if you ever want to talk about martial arts stuff or what have you, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'm pretty much always willing to jabber on about that stuff. Anyway, bye.